Welcome to the Jack Bly Show. My name is Jack Bly, and this is episode 1 of this show. Now, honestly, I don't know exactly where I'm going to take this, but I know it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. So, if you're someone who wants to get fit, you want to transform your body, you want to transform your life, become a better leader for the people around you, this show is for you. Now, on this episode, I figured I would just rant because I'm still figuring out my plans with the show. So, I'm going to rant. I'm going to, piss some people off. I'm going to inspire some people. So, if you're into that, keep on listening. So the thing I want to share with you today is the number one thing, or the number one thing that is stopping people from being fit. All right, I figured this out from working with over 252 men now. All right, trial and error, research into psychology, behavior change. But anyways, let's jump into it. This is the number one thing that's stopping you from being fit. So to illustrate this, I want to share with you a story. Growing up, I was probably the shyest man alive. All right, this is no exaggeration. Gabe Paluga is one of my best friends. He can confirm this. All right, a fine example of this is I would be sitting at, a restaurant with my family, with friends, whatever. And I'm sitting down. I drink my water, I'm staying hydrated. The person I'm a hydrated man. All right, I care about my hydration. And I run out of water. And the simple, logical thing to do would be, okay, ask the waiter for a refill, right? I'm thirsty. I want more water. But that small task seemed like the most difficult thing in the world to me. I was that shy that a simple request to a waiter who is literally, this is their job, this is what they're supposed to do. I don't want to ask them for help to give me a refill of water. That's how shy I was. All right, it was that crazy. And one of the reasons behind this is just who I thought I was. The people around me, well, growing up, I was, more shy, more insecure. And people would kind of label me. They would be like, "Oh, why are you so quiet? Why are you so shy?" Family members, relatives, friends. And so this became how I thought of myself. Oh, this is just how I am. I'm shy. Another story to illustrate this point before I get into how this is actually stopping you from being fit is for the first 16 months in business, building Default Kings, we made $0. All right, $0 in business. Most people, if this is the result they're getting after 16 months of hard work, all right, we're working hard, we're abusing caffeine, staying up late, waking up early, doing everything that we can to make this work, but it's not working at all. $0 in our pocket. Most people think, okay, I'm a failure. This is not working. I'm not cut out for this. I'm not an entrepreneur. But I didn't think that, and I kept going. All right, so what is the lessons? What am I trying to draw from these stories I'm sharing with you? The number one lesson is self-identity drives default actions. Self-identity drives default action. This is one of the foundation of our program inside Default Kings. So how does this affect you? How is this stopping you from being fit? Well, let's be honest. What labels do you put on yourself? How do you actually view yourself? Do you refer to yourself as lazy, as a fat piece of shit, as someone who is an addict, someone who has anxiety, as someone who has depression? All right, I have a big problem with this. All right, this is gone, rampant on social media now. This may be controversial, but I'll say it anyways. So many people are coming out and they say, I have depression. I am anxious. I have anxiety. I am an addict. And when you do this, when you associate your demon as your self identity, you give yourself no power. You become powerless. All right, powerless. Because, like I said before, self identity drives default actions. I'll give you a prime example of this. All right, Christians. If your self identity is as a Christian, what is your default actions? Your default actions will be to go to church, read the Bible, pray. All right, these are the default actions of that self identity. So if your self identity is I'm a fat piece of shit, what are your default actions going to be? Of course, you're going to pop on the couch. You're going to order pizza. You're going to do the things that a fat piece of shit does. Self identity drives default actions. So if you're listening to this right now, the number one thing you have to do is audit what are the labels, what are the self identities that you put on yourself? Because these self identities will either grant you power or they're going to steal your power, put you in chains. The moment someone believes that they are an addict, they're in a very bad spot. Because what does an addict do? All right, tell me what an addict does. Say you're addicted to junk food, let's say. And this is your self identity. Oh, I'm a junk food addict. This is what I do. I'm a binge eater. Your default action is going to align with your self identity. You're going to binge eat. You're going to eat more junk food. This is simply what you do. It's your self identity. Or this is the core of who you are as a person. Even more evidence to back this up. How I learned this is the book Psycho Cybernetics. All right, this book is amazing. Changed my life. It's by Maxwell Maltz. Uh, and basically, Maltz, this doctor, he is a plastic surgeon, or he's a plastic surgeon, and so he's doing surgeries on people on their their face, their nose, whatever. And he noticed something interesting. He noticed he would do surgery on one man. Let's say he fixed up his nose. All right, and this man was someone who, before the surgery, he was very self-conscious. He was a salesman, and he thought he was just screwing every deal. Like every deal was lost because people were looking at his nose and they didn't like it. They didn't like him, whatever. That's what he thought. He was very self-conscious. And so he gets the surgery and nothing changes. All right. In reality, his nose is completely different. It's like a perfect nose, whatever. It's a perfect nose. But the man who got the surgery, he's like, no, my nose still sucks. My nose is still so big. It's crooked. No one likes it. No one's going to like me. I'm still not closing deals. It's interesting. And so Maltz, he goes on, he does, more surgeries. This is what he does for a living. He does another one, very similar situation. Dude's also a salesman. He has let's say another weird nose. He does the surgery, fixes the nose, this another insecure salesman. But after the surgery, everything changes. He's confident now. He's closing deals left and right. Boom, boom, boom. And Maltz noticed something. He noticed it was a change in self-identity. It wasn't really the nose. All right, because in reality, like, who looks at noses? I don't. I don't really notice how your nose looks. I don't look at it. I'm sorry. What really matters is your self-identity, because self-identity drives default actions. It drives how those salesmen communicate. It drives their confidence, their influence. It drives your default action, your self-identity. So this is what he noticed. The people that change their self-identity are the people that change. So this is how I discovered it. This is powerful. This is powerful stuff. Like I said, this is one of the foundation of everything that we teach our guys inside of Default Kings. This is where we start, this self-identity. Because if you can change this, like, think about this. If your self-identity is truly of the fit man, of the disciplined man, of the default king, the man who defaults to doing the right things when he knows he needs to do them, what are the odds that you do the things to get the results? What are the odds you work out consistently? What are the odds that you eat healthy 80% of the time? Very high. If that's truly your self-identity, you believe it with 100% of your being, with all of your soul, you're going to do the things. So if there's one thing I have to leave you with, it is self-identity drives default actions. Audit yourself, audit the labels that you put on yourself, because they're either putting you in chains or they're freeing you, they're propelling you forward to a greater life. Thank you so much for listening for my first episode. I truly appreciate you. And last thing I'm going to leave you with is, if you're a man who wants to lose fat, gain energy, and transform your body for good, all right, go ahead, click the link in the description of this podcast. It's going to take you to our calendar at Default Kings. And so if you want to work with us or see what that looks like, see if it would be a good fit for you, simply schedule any time in that calendar that works for you, and you'll chat with my team. And if we decide to work together, I'll talk to you soon. You'll be inside the program, inside the inner circle, and I'll see you there. All right, so click the link in the description of this podcast if you're interested in that. If not, I will see you on the next episode. Peace.